All right, saints, we're going to be going on now into Revelation chapter 16. And as if you've seen my previous messages concerning the book of Revelation, the trumpets and the bowls of wrath, the 7 trumpets and the 7 bowls of wrath are all the same thing. It's not 14 unique, cosmic, destructive, worldwide disasters. The 7 trumpets and the 7 bowls of wrath are all describing the same thing. And that's one event. An asteroid hitting the earth off the coast of Babylon, which will cause Babylon to fall in 1 hour of one day. And that will be day 1, hour 1 of the tribulation. Now the first 4 trumpets are all describing that asteroid coming to earth and hitting to earth. The first 4 bowls of wrath are describing the outcome of that asteroid hitting throughout the tribulation and to the end of the tribulation on those that reject Christ and his message, that reject the preaching and the teaching of the church. The trumpets are messages to God's people. They go into the tribulation and they get saved in the tribulation. The bowls of wrath are the outcome of those that reject Christ and turn to the kingdom of the beast and the antichrist. And as I said, the first 4 trumpets are all describing one event, an asteroid hitting the earth off the coast of Babylon. We're going to see that so clearly. But for today, I think we're just going to cover the first trumpet and the first bowl of wrath, because the Holy Spirit showed me something today. Whenever I talked about the first trumpet and the first bowl of wrath, I kept it very general, very low key, because I knew I was missing something. I couldn't see it, and I didn't know what it was. And unexpectedly today, new light, the Holy Spirit just shined new light upon this, and now I see it. Now it's clear. Now it's open, and I want to share that with you, especially this first trumpet and this first bowl of wrath as we start chapter 16 and the bowls of wrath. And let's start with Revelation chapter 8, verse 7, and the first trumpet. Remember, trumpets are messages to God's people to get ready, to get prepared. The church that's not ready, not waiting, not watching, they'll go into the tribulation, and these trumpets are messages to them. Those ready, waiting, watching, their lamps are lit. They'll be caught up in the pre-tribulation rapture. But now we're going to go in to the first trumpet and the first bowl of wrath. And in Revelation 8:7, and the first sounded, and there came hail and fire mixed with blood, and they were thrown to the earth. And 1/3 of the earth was burned up, and 1/3 of the trees were burned up, and all the green grass was burned up. This is describing, in general, as that asteroid is coming down, and the effects that it's going to have upon not the whole earth. This is talking about Babylon. And Babylon, in that country, which if you've seen my message, is and only could be the United States. 1/3 of that country was burned up. And 1/3 of the trees are burned up. And all the green grass in that country as the asteroid hits. This is not worldwide. You have to see my other messages. We can't go over those things right now. But this first trumpet's describing an asteroid coming to earth and the effect it will have upon the trees and the grass. And that is the first trumpet. And then the first bowl of wrath in Revelation 16. Let's start with verse 1. And I heard a loud voice from the temple saying to the 7 angels. Now remember, you got to see something here, saints. The 7 trumpets, they're describing actual events. They're not a symbol, they're not a type. It's describing. The first 4 trumpets describe just one event, an asteroid hitting, from 4 different viewpoints, 4 different things to see, 4 different ways of instruction. It's like if you saw a plane wreck, or a reporter's coming upon a plane wreck, and he's asking 4 different people what they saw. They're all going to describe the same thing, but they're going to have different descriptions and different things that they actually saw. That's what's happening in the first 4 trumpets. They're describing just one event. And so we have this first trumpet as the asteroid's coming, the effect it's going to have. Now, in Revelation chapter 15, what did we read in verse 1? And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels who had 7 plagues. That's these 7 angels with the 7 bowls of wrath. But this is a sign, saints. This is a sign, a type, a symbol, a representation of something. The trumpets did not have a sign. This says that these bowls of wrath are a sign. And I heard a loud voice from the temple saying to the 7 angels, go and pour out the 7 bowls of the wrath of God into the earth. And we just saw here with the trumpet. And it sounded, and there came hail and fire mixed with blood, and they were thrown to the earth. This is as the asteroid's coming, a message to God's people. Here's the bowls of wrath. What are the bowls of wrath? They're the outcome of those that reject the message of the saints, reject the church, reject Christ. The bowls of wrath are the outcome of that over the tribulation period leading up to the end of the tribulation period. So we have them both. And they were thrown to the earth. Go and pour out the 7 bowls of the wrath of God into the earth. Now look at verse 2. This is where I saw something new, saints. Another wonderful revelation. And the first angel went and poured out his bowl into the earth. The same thing. And here, saints, here's the thing where I saw this light today. I always avoided this. I always kept this very basic because I knew there was more here. But the Lord never opened my eyes to it. But this morning he did. And the first angel went and poured out his bowl into the earth, and it became a loathsome and malignant sore. It became a. This is singular. You look this up in the original. A. Loathsome means singular. It's singular. Malignant, singular. Sore, singular. This is not saying became sores upon all the people who went out and followed the antichrist and took his mark. This is all singular. This is all one thing. As this asteroid hits the earth, by the end of the tribulation, this is bringing an effect, one singular effect. That's a loathsome. What does that word mean? Let me read this to you more from just laying out the whole original, because I looked this up today. And the first went and poured out his bowl upon the earth, and a singular, not sores amongst people over the kingdom of the beast. It became a loathsome. That loathsome means something bad. It became evil. It became something worthless. It became something depraved. In the wildest sense, it means something bad, evil, worthless, depraved. And malignant. That also is malignant. It's not malignant sores. It's a singular thing. And that means something evil, bad, wicked, malicious, slothful, sore. So he poured out his bowl of wrath upon the earth, and it became something bad, evil, worthless, malignant, meaning evil, bad, wicked, malicious. It became a sore, and that means a festering wound, broke out. That means something that will continue over time. It's something that's prolonged. So what this saying, saints, is the first trumpet is describing the effect of that asteroid coming to earth. It's not describing it hitting yet. That will be in the second, third, and fourth trumpets. And in the first trumpet, it's just describing it coming to earth. And the bowls of wrath are the outcome of those who reject Christ and turn to the kingdom of the beast and the antichrist. And what it's saying, that asteroid coming to earth, and look what it says at the end of that. It soar upon men who had the mark of the beast and who worshipped his image. That asteroid coming to earth is going to get the Christians ready, washed, seeking, prepared for the coming of the Lord. That's going to cause upon the men that reject that, men and women that reject that and turn to the kingdom of the beast and the antichrist, it's going to cause upon them something evil, bad, worthless. They're going to become evil, bad, worthless, depraved. In the wildest sense it means. And malignant. It will be on them something evil, bad, wicked, malicious. And it will be a sore. It will be a festering wound that will break out over time, over the 7 years of the tribulation. This asteroid coming to earth that's going to get the Christians ready is going to cause them that reject Christ and turn to the kingdom of the beast and the antichrist to become evil, to become bad, to become worthless, to become depraved. In the wildest sense it means that. And it's going to be malignant. It's going to be evil, bad, wicked, malicious. And it's going to be a sore. That means something, not a blister on their skin or something. It's there, what it's going to do to them. This doesn't even refer to those things in the original language. It's the effect it's going to have on them. It's going to get the saints ready. It's going to make them go to this worthless, evil, bad state. It's going to be wicked and malicious upon them. It's going to be a sore upon those, all of them, not sores upon many people. It'll fester. It'll be a festering wound, this asteroid hitting, on those that turn to the kingdom of the beast. And it will break out over time, over the 7 years of the tribulation period. So that's what I saw for the first time here, saints. I just couldn't put the first trumpet and the first bowl of wrath together as I know they should be. But today, I just sat down to read this again, see if the Lord had anything else, any new light. And as I was reading this, and when I read, and it became a loathsome and malignant sore, I said, wait, that's singular. One sore? They're going to have one big sore on them? And I thought that can't be. So I went up to look up the language, and it's not talking about sores. It's something that's going to come upon them, that's going to fester over a 7-year period, that's going to cause evil, bad, that's going to bring them into a worthless, depraved state. It's going to be something to them, evil, bad, wicked, malicious. It's going to cause them to be slothful. It's going to cause this festering wound that's going to fester over 7 years. And it's going to be prolonged. And in the end, we'll see, when we see the rest of the bowls of wrath, and compare them and see that the trumpets and the bowls of wrath are the same things. Those on the broad road to destruction just got you in endless destruction. That's why the Lord said that if it was possible, even the elect would be deceived. Because everybody's being taught that all the Christians are going to get raptured, and then you're going to go on with non-stop, endless hell on earth. God just destroying man because he's tired of them. That's not what it is. An asteroid's going to hit. It's going to be the biggest disaster in mankind. But these kingdoms of the earth are going to come together, these rulers, and it's going to seem godly and good. But out of it's going to come the kingdom of the beast and the antichrist. As they reject the Christians and their messages, they're going to turn to that. And it's going to bring these evil results. But how are the Christians not going to fall in that? Because it said that if it was possible, even the elect would be deceived. Because the pre-tribulation rapture is going to happen just before that. And the Christians are going to know that those that were ready, waiting, watching, their lamps were lit, were taken. Those that didn't love the world and the things of the world were taken. And they're going to know. They're going to know then that asteroid hitting wasn't just another disaster, wasn't the world's biggest disaster of mankind, but it was the beginning of the tribulation. They'll know that because they're going to know the Christians were taken in the pre-tribulation rapture, that first fruits rapture. So let's get ready, saints. We're going to go on in these bowls of wrath, and you're going to see, clearly see, how the trumpets and the bowls of wrath are the same thing, and that those on the broad road to destruction, between the seals, the trumpets, and the bowls of wrath alone, would have you in 21 earth-shattering, earth-destroying, cosmic, crazy events. But we've seen, we're in chapter 16, and we've seen that only one thing has happened, an asteroid hit, causing Babylon to fall. And we'll continue in the next message with the second, third, and fourth trumpet and bowl of wrath, because they're the same thing.